everyone. Are we having a sweet start to our weekend? It's a very long weekend, Labor Day weekend. What better way to celebrate it than to go to a boardwalk or county fair and enjoy some sweet, delicious cotton candy? Or you could just stay at home and watch this podcast. Or go to the fair and watch this podcast anyways, because you might have your phone on you. But in any case, we are here to discuss Kamen Rider Gavv, episode 49. I believe in snacks. And it's the penultimate episode of the season. Makes me kind of sad, you know. I miss this show already. I miss it already. But for real though, man, things have got really exciting. We finally defeated President Желудок, and we find out that Longo betrayed Shoma and the others. I mean, we all knew this was gonna happen. I mean, we all knew that the whole point of the team up was to just get them just to get rid of a common thread. Now that common thread is gone, what's there left to team up for? But unfortunately, Longo is really strong, so we have to regroup. But Shoma, won't he just collect a bunch of human presses while we're gone? Yeah, but we are too injured to fight him, so there's nothing we could do. And yeah, so he uses the bake gunner in order to get those two Gochizos to get a bunch of people to go after to go after people so they could leap to our doom, leap to our doom, leap to our.
Oh, hell no!
But yeah, and it's basically a ghost town, which, if you've ever seen Devil's Advocate, that is a scary thing to think about. But I digress. Now, what's really interesting is, Sachika and Shoma's uncle are both healthy and safe because they were sprayed with the antidote. But the thing is, there isn't enough antidote to really get everyone one at a time. But I know that Sachika, in any case, wants to make snacks so that at least Shoma could recuperate. And of course, Uncle tries to help out in any way he can. But then Shoma gets a brilliant idea. I know exactly what you guys need. Stop making all your snacks. I got something more important for you to make. I need you to make cotton candy. Lots and lots of cotton candy. Why? Because of something from his mom's diary entry, which, weirdly enough, the uncle doesn't pick up on very much. You think this would be the perfect moment for the two of them to realize Hajimari no eyes Atarashi Jindai wo. Anyways, but yeah, so Longo comes back to the boardroom. It's like, oh yeah, the president's dead. You're useless now. And it's like, oh, by the way, Jeeb, you're welcome back to the family. I could use a worker. And yes, even Lascelles can help you out. Though I don't know why you're still married to her after all. The only reason she was of any value was because she had ties to the president. Now that the president's gone, we don't really need her anymore. Ouch. Sick. Burn. That's insane, man. But in any case, it's Longo and the president were very similar in a certain regard, in that regard being the fact that they don't want they only let Lascelles and Jeeb stay married because it would help each get to the other. But now that one or both of them don't exist, it's like you don't need to be married. Of course, Jeeb being the good boy, he's like, I'll think about it. And Lascelles has to cope with the fact that oh yeah, the president's dead. What am I gonna do? And Jeep is like, Jeep, you're weak. You're weak sauce. You're the weakest of them all. Like I don't even know why you're even here. I don't know why Longo didn't just kick your ass at this point. It's weird that we're down to the last episode. Jeep and Lysel are still alive by the end of this episode. And yeah, Longo isn't like talking down onto Jeep. Lysel isn't talking down to Jeep. Jeep is the weakest character in the entire show. No hate to the actor. Like, this is the role he was assigned. Yeah, but it's like the fact that one or both of you are still around, it surprises me. But in any case, doors are still open, so of course, Shoma gets the other two to go into the Granite World in order to retrieve human presence while Shoma takes care of things himself. Yeah, so we move on forward with everyone's plan. And so while everyone is going leap to our doom, leap to our doom.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no!
Yeah, so we got Shoma using his marshmallow form. Yes, the marshmallow form. We haven't seen it in so long. It's like, I can't believe, out of all things, to turn this thing around, we're gonna use a marshmallow form. I remember when it first appeared in episode 4. Bloody fantastic episode. If nothing else, that was the episode that really sold to me that this was gonna be a great season. So it's appropriate that we see it one last time in this episode, the penultimate episode. Just can we get it? Can we get a bit of Zaku Zaku chips while we're at it? Zaku Zaku chips, just take it back a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, Shoma eats some cotton candy in order to pop open a cotton candy gochizo. Now the thing about cotton candy is that it was first invented, believe it or not, by a dentist. It was first invented by a dentist in 1893, and it was shown at the Chicago World Fair, and it was originally called a fairy floss because of its very stringy-like quality. And the way it works is that you have this centrifuge where you pour sugar into, and then in the centrifuge, the sugar melts, and then out of the centrifuge, it comes out in a string-like form while it's still spinning. The strings are caught against the outer ring of the metal centrifuge, and basically use a stick to collect the floss. Of course, it gets tangled into itself, and you end up having the big bundle like this. The two original flavors were strawberry, which would come out pink, and raspberry, which would come out blue. But over time, it became popular enough that this summer confection would start being sold in stores as a pre-made snack using metal packaging in order to improve its shelf life. Personally, I'm not a big fan of cotton candy just because it's really sticky and it gets caught in your fingers, and when it makes contact with saliva or any other liquid, it starts to melt and condense back into like a solid state, which is unfortunate, really, because I really do like the concept of cotton candy. I'm just not a big fan of like how sticky it is, but it's really cool to see confection history in the making. Yeah. I'm using chopsticks so that my hands don't get sticky, but it's really cool. And it really does melt in your mouth. It was really hard is making a centrifuge from home in order to make it flossy like that. But it just so happens I do have my own lab, so at my job, so discreetly I use my work centrifuge to make this. So good times. But it's no ordinary cotton candy that Shoma ate because it got sprayed with the antidote. So the antidote provided a flavoring. And I don't know if it's supposed to work like that. You eat antidote flavored cotton candy, so you make an antidote gochizo. But basically, he used the cotton candy to make a rain cloud so that it rains down the antidote in larger mass. Not sure it works that way, but it's cool that we're being creative. Meanwhile, the other two writers, they're inside the human press factory, and they're being attacked by Longo's agents. So of course, and it's a huge army of Longo agents, the biggest I've seen in the entire show. And of course, Lakia offers himself to distract them while Hanto goes in to roll away all the human presses while they're all diverted. And just when we're getting really close to the exit to retrieve all the human presses, Longo is intercepted by Jeeb. By the way, I love the upside down effect where Jeeb is upside down, and the two of them start struggling for the bake gunner. And Hanzo rightfully is like, bro, like you switch sides again. You're so weak that you have to side with your brother who hates you. What is wrong with you? Yes. Any Jeep slander is appreciated. Yeah, but of course, the fight starts to break out. They're about to transform, but the camera cuts. Shoma lands in his marshmallow form, lands at a amusement park, only to be encountered by Longo. It's like, brother, it doesn't have to be this way. You have always been a thorn at my side since the day you were born. But I'm going to give you this one chance for things to end between us. And of course, Shoma says, no, snacks are meant to make people happy, and I will fight for the happiness of people. And of course, Lango says, if this is the way it has to be, then this is the way it will be. So he starts to pull out his human doll form, and that's where the episode cuts. Yeah. Not a lot of volume happens in this episode, but we do get a lot of build up to the finale. Honestly, I know that this has always been a trend for Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, where the last two episodes will be re-released as a director's cut 1 hour video, where like they combine the two episodes into 1 hour long thing, and sometimes they add new scenes to it. But yeah, this is one of those rare cases where I actually think that this is what they were supposed to do from jump, because I feel like this episode only exists to build up to the finale. I don't know what's going to happen in the finale. Probably a lot's going to happen. Probably a little's going to happen. But this really does, like, it's very noticeable. And I know in past episodes where they did the hour-long director's cut, they did not need to be an hour-long director's cut. You could have watched the two episodes separately, a week apart from each other. But this time around, this feels like this was meant. It was meant to be an hour-long director's cut, and they just deliberately broke it apart to fit a TV-size runtime, which it does make it a bit of a disappointment, but then again, unless I actually watch the director's cut version, I can't really make heads or tails of whether or not they made the right decisions or not. It's just, I don't hate the episode. It's a 9 for me. It's just the episode itself was too clean. Like the calm was too calm before the storm started. You know, it just feels weird. But I do like the clever moments though. And yeah, I love how even the uncle helped out here. And we got to callbacks to past forms that we haven't seen in a really long time, and I just, I want to see Zaku Zaku Chips next episode. Low key, I want to see Zaku Zaku Chips. Even if that form is next to redundant, just the fact that we're doing callbacks to older forms that we haven't seen since literally the first arc. I want to see more of them. And Zaku Zaku Chips is where it started for me. Don't get me wrong. I watched the first episode, not the second episode. I did watch the second episode after the first episode. It's just, I fell in love with Gavv on the second episode. Episode 4 was the one that confirmed it, that it was going to be a great season, as I mentioned at the beginning of this week. But that in mind, I want to see Zaku Zaku Chips come back, just because I want to see everything that made me passionate about the season come back. And also, I want to see that melon pudding Gochizo be used. I don't think we really got to see it used when it was first made, when he had that melon jello. I want to see Flam use it. I want to see him have a green form. I know it's out of left field, and there's no way he would have a green form. Maybe he's gonna get a green arm or some secondary ability like Hiri Chips. But the thing is, I want to see a green and orange Flam based on the fresh and savory power of melon. But I doubt that's gonna happen. I'm just fanboying at this point for things I want to see happen, but likely won't. But yeah, next episode. Are you guys excited? Can you handle it? Let's find out. We got 2 comments. 1 episode left. Absolutely. That's next. Not for another 2 weeks, but yes. Well, actually, no, it will be next week, because it's we're doing this podcast on the 30th, which means that tonight in Pacific time zone, the final episode will finally air. Will Shoma defeat Longo? Will everyone be free? Will humans and Granids get along? We gotta find out. I can't wait to find out. And the only way to do so, the only way you guys can find out how I feel about the finale, is by liking and subscribing to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon, stay notified for our latest videos. Be sure to share videos because it helps out with the algorithm. We're over 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, which means we will discuss the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. And on top of that, we got Ultraman Omega. We got Kamen Rider O's, Kamen Rider Zets starting next week. This in a couple of days, we will finish Kamen Rider Gavv, but then the following week, Kamen Rider Zets. And of course, #1 Sentai Go Juger. We got a lot of content for you guys. Check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we discuss various movies and TV shows. And on both channels, we got a bunch of interviews, we got a bunch of vlogs, and more stuff coming out. We recently, on the other channel, we uploaded our interview with Greg Berger, who did the voice of Grimlock and Cornfed from Duckman. I love Duckman. That was such a great show. He also did Odie from Garfield and Friends. And the final Buttery Show interview that we have recorded in Robo Toy Fest will be uploaded later this weekend, so definitely stick around for that. And then we're going to go back to uploading a bunch of Power Morphicon interviews this upcoming week. And the next 2 we're going to do, the only hint I'm going to give you is they're both villains. One villain that's old, one villain that's new, one of them borrowed, but neither of them blue. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Be sure to stay safe and hydrated. Happy Labor Day weekend if you're in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, we hope you have a happy holiday or weekend or whatever as well. We love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.